Darrell. Thanks so much for joining us for this interview. This is a chance for us to kind of introduce you to Doma, the Doma team, as well as some of our outside customers and clients. And we just wanted to get a little bit more information and get to know you better. So,
Okay.
one of the first questions we have is just tell us a little bit about your role at Doma. So, yourself and kind of what you do.
So my role at Doma is an inside sales representative. My job basically is to go out and hunt and find the people, introduce them to Doma, the company, the products that are available, and how our solutions can benefit their organizations and what they may currently have going on, or if they've never even thought about document management, digital transformation, and digital conversion, how that process works, and put these prospects in contact with our solution specialists that'll walk them through the whole DOMA process.
Okay. So, it sounds like you're doing a lot of talking during your day. How did you get started doing this? Like, what brought you to inside sales?
So I started in my early 20s at a typical call center. You're harass people all day long, call center. Um, and I started off selling Bank of America credit cards or whatever. And then I got into door to door sales, and I realized I just like the inside environment better. And um, for that, it's just been that type of journey since, and been doing this for 15 years now. Um, Being that person that hunts down the new prospect, that hunts down the new opportunity, and seeing it almost all the way through its closing.
Wow, 15 years doing that. That's amazing. I imagine not everybody can really cut it in inside sales. What's like a skill that's really important to your work in that? Like, what's the magic sauce that allows you to be a great inside sales rep?
There's a few things that go into it. The biggest thing is believe in what you're selling, and believe in your company, and having the confidence of what you're bringing to the prospect. One of the biggest things I've learned in some of the books I've read, one was by Zig Ziglar. It says, if you wouldn't offer this product to your family or friends, why would you offer it to anybody else? So that's one of those things, that having that belief. The other is resiliency. You are going to have people who are going to hang up on you, who are going to call you all kinds of names and be frustrated that you called them and interrupted their day, so on and so forth. But be able to have that thick skin and bounce right back, and have a reason and a hook to keep them on the phone just that 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes longer, to hear you out and why it's a benefit to talk to you and do business with your company.
Awesome. So, kind of touching on what you were talking about, really believing in what you're selling, you actually used to work for Doma and then you made a career change and you've come back. Can you tell us a
Mhm.
little bit about what drew you back to our company?
Yeah, yeah. So, with my career change, I was doing some independent things, and but I saw the way Doma was trending to the direction we had discussed the few years prior to me leaving. We had talked about the inside sales and going towards that market, but at the time it just wasn't a huge focal point, and so I pursued something else. But as I saw the changes are now being geared more towards trying to gather some of more of the commercial space rather than just the federal space, I felt it'd be a great time for me to come back and apply my skill sets and help Doma bring in some of that commercial revenue.
Awesome. I know you've already been making a big impact, and I've even heard stories about how you were talking about some of these tools that we recently implemented. And it's been really cool to see how Domo's grown now to fit you and bring you back into the fold. So that's really cool. But what do you really like best about your job in inside sales? I imagine it can be hard making hundreds and hundreds of calls and some of that rejection that you mentioned.
The thing I like best, I guess, would be again, the thrill of the hunt, or the competition, or the challenge itself. It when you're on the phone with these people, especially the type of people I call, which are IT directors, CIOs. They're getting hundreds of calls a day. So if you can get them to sit and listen, and then take another call and take an appointment and a demonstration, and that demonstration turns into a $5,000 deal, $20,000 deal, $100,000 deal, maybe, that's something amazing, especially when you're just doing it from a phone call off the whim. They haven't heard of you yet. They're not familiar with you, but you have applied your skills enough where they're comfortable finally doing business with your company. So that is what I really like about doing this is just that kind of like a game of chess and that battle between being able to stick it out and get them closed.
Awesome. Yeah, this is definitely a job for the kind of person that is like a go-getter that has sort of that thick skin, as you mentioned. If there was any advice you could give someone who maybe wanted to break into this field, what would you tell them to do? How would they get started?
um I would tell them, first make sure that selling is for you, because it is not for everybody. And make sure, again, it's going to be with something that you believe in and it's the right fit. Also, stay up on the latest trends of this type of industry. There's plenty of books on how to make your phone calls, how to handle rebuttals, how to create your own scripts and what have you, and then go attack it and give it everything you have. And it's going to be some long days. You're going to make over 200 something calls, and you may not get a single answer in those 200 something calls, but you can't stop there. You got to go maybe 300 calls, and on the 300th call, excuse me, maybe somebody picks up and they give you that yes that you've been looking for all day. So that's really how you're going to get started in this. It's just again, believing in your product, doing the research, prepping yourself, and having the confidence when you're on the phone.
That's awesome. I mean, it's really cool to kind of learn a little bit more about it. Before you joined us, I didn't really know a ton about inside sales. So it was really cool to have you sit down with us and tell us a little bit about your job. Is there anything else you'd like to share with everybody?
Yeah, I mean, Doma is on the come up, especially in the enterprise content management part of the software space, and so people really need to start looking into that and seeing the benefit of what Doma could bring to their company.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, Darrell. We really appreciate it. And have a great day making calls.
All right,
Thank
I appreciate your time. You have a good one.